or if you don't want to be in the squishy grass, I'd say give yourself a little mat. Otherwise, if you have an indoor space, this is also a really great indoor drill as well. Alright, so what do I mean by arm whip? When I talk about whip with our arm, I'm talking about bringing our arm down right about as it's about to snap. Our arm should be loosening up. So instead of bringing our arm down and flexing it in order to be really strong and powerful, you actually need to loosen your arm muscle. So as we start up here, this at the peak of our pitch, the K position that we always talk about, this is where you are using your muscles. When you are up high and you're bringing your arm down, is the area where we use most of our power in our shoulder muscles during our pitch. Once our arm gets about halfway kind of down our circle here, this is where your arm needs to actually loosen up and become really, really smooth. That way you can snap it very smooth and create some last minute momentum that will give you a little bit of extra speed. This is where the towel comes in to help us create that. I'm not going to take off my glove because we pitch with our glove. I'm going to get down on my knees, and I'm going to do that way I can focus just on my upper body rather than have to figure out what my legs should be doing. So it's a great way to kind of isolate our motion a little bit. So I'm going to put my foot out here kind of at like a 45-degree angle, almost like if I had planted and it had just landed there naturally. And I'm also making sure that I'm on my invisible power line that would be pointing towards my catcher. Don't have your foot too far over because that won't mimic a real motion. I'm going to take my towel up in my K position and I'm just going to practice snapping it. Now, key points for this. This focuses on bringing your arm through and snapping. And at the end, my arm is nice and loose. I'll do it one more time. You can also do this standing if it feels more comfortable after you've done that a little bit. It was nicer, it sounded cooler when I was hitting the mat a little bit. So, when should you be practicing arm whip? You should be practicing creating arm whip all the time, no matter what your age group is. Especially if you're a beginner, this will be a great thing to incorporate every time you pitch. If you're someone who's a little more advanced, I'd say incorporate this into your weekly exercises. This is a great thing to add at the very, very beginning of your warm-up. So before you head out to do wrist snaps and Ks and your full motion with a parent or a sibling or whoever in the backyard, I would add this in first. I would maybe start with 10 on my knees, then I'd stand up and I'd do 10 more. You can also incorporate a ball into this. After you've done the drill with the towel, grab a ball, do the same motion over, 10 and 10. Just to train your body to get used to the feel of creating a more loose and flowing arm. That's what I've got for you today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.
Well, you can count on 612.
Start working on your softball skills.
Here we have some solo drills with Hoemke.
Hoemke
Hoemke at home.